Okay, hello everybody. I hope the audio's not too bad. My camera's a little dirty. Yes, hello everyone. My name is Kat. I am the LaTeX workshop trainer. I'm a third year and I'm majoring in maths. So yeah, today we're just going to go over a little bit of the foundational skills in LaTeX. And what we're really trying to do today is to give you a taste of whether this tool is suited to your needs. Um, so a little bit about how like the workshop runs is it's super casual, so you can feel free to interrupt at any time. Even though it is a little bit intimidating when it's over Zoom, but yeah, just feel free to pop in at any time. And what we do is we normally like demonstrate a skill that you can follow along with, but there's also like allocated time for you to practice it as a challenge. And we'll also have a like 10-minute break about halfway in between, and it's only scheduled to run for like an hour and a half, but it often takes less time than that. So I'll just move on to the first slide. So yeah, just like a little bit about what we're doing today is, yeah, it's just like foundational skills. And yeah, it's to kind of really test the waters. I know a lot of you guys will have the aim of perhaps like writing a research document, and this is kind of like gearing you to get started to that. Yeah, and we'll be just doing some basic things like kind of just setting up a LaTeX document for the first time, and then just investigating some like list tables, images, because as you'll see, it's like a little bit different on LaTeX as opposed to like Word or other software that you might have used before. So like before we get started, what really even is LaTeX? So LaTeX, it's a typesetting language, and it's based on this language that Donald Knuth invented some time ago. He was a computer scientist. And that language is called Tech, but now that we've like developed the more modern version, LaTeX, yeah, so it's ideal if you've got a lot of like if you've got a lot of equations that you need to typeset, or you have really precise typesetting needs. And what makes it different is it uses like markup commands as opposed to like visual alignment as you do in kind of like Word or PowerPoint where you're like dragging things around. You'll see what I mean a bit more in a few minutes. But to actually get started on LaTeX, today we'll be using this software called Overleaf. Like what is Overleaf? It's just like an online LaTeX editor. There are one moment. There's like a few different editors that you could use, but this is probably the most popular. There's also a editor. I mean, you could also get it on VS Studio Code if you guys already have that. That's just like probably the most popular offline one. But we will be using Overleaf today. So I imagine that not many of you guys have an Overleaf account. So what we'll do is we'll make one now. Let me just make sure we're on the right screen. Yeah, the way you access Overleaf is super easy. You kind of just go into Google, type up Overleaf. It's not how you spell Overleaf. Oh, it just took me straight there. If I go Overleaf, it's just this first one here. And what I'll do is I'll give you guys some time to make an account. Make sure you use your university account because you get Overleaf Premium for free. But I think the only difference is that you get to make like slightly longer I mean, not slightly longer documents with Overleaf Premium. So it won't affect it too much today if you can't use Overleaf Premium. But this is the editor. So I'll give you guys a little bit of time. I think all you need to do is like Overleaf, and then there's a lot of things in my way, but it should set you up with I'll click out of that. So I think and then once you've done that, all we're going to do is like create a blank project, but I'll give you guys a little bit of time. It is sometimes hard to gauge where everybody is at when it's over Zoom, but maybe until like 10:13-ish. And if you have any issues, just call out. So I'll show you the next step, like after making an account. We're just gonna make like a blank project. So you just go new project, and then blank project. There's also if you're looking to write a research paper, there's also like a lot of templates that the University of Melbourne offers. I guess I'll quickly show that now while people are kind of getting set up, but there's a few here. There's also like more templates available, just like, yeah, down here, if it's something that you wanted to have a look through. But for today, we'll just start off with like a blank project. And I like to name it like my first project. I'm just gonna put the date. I make a few of these like first projects. But yeah, so we'll get something like this when we first open our blank project. I'll just give everyone a bit of time to make sure we're all on track. And if I'm going too fast, please do let me know. I would hate to be like yabbering away. So maybe I'll wait until I'll wait 2 minutes and then I'll kind of explain like what this whole interface is showing us, because there's kind of a lot going on at first when you first open up the document. Oh, okay, I'm getting a thumbs up. Thank you, Samantha. Nice, nice.
Sorry, after creating an account, what do we do?
Oh, right. So are you seeing something like this when you first make it?
No, I'm seeing templates.
Oh, that's okay. Is there somewhere that you can click just like blank project?
Um,
If not, if you just click like a random template, it will just make something, and then you exit out of that, you should get to this page here. Or do you want to, you're welcome to share your screen.
sure, that might be.
Do you have permissions to screen share?
I can't share it whilst you're sharing.
Oh, okay. Let me, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. If you click the home button now,
Okay.
and then now you can go new project.
Okay, cool.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I totally forgot that the landing screen is like all the templates. Okay, I'm glad that we sorted that out.
Sure. Thank you.
No worries. Okay. Let me figure out. Oh, sometimes I really am not a fan of Zoom. Too many buttons. Anyways, so we're just gonna look at like our blank project, and If you saw the screen like before from Andrew, you can see there's like a lot going on. There's still like a lot going on here, but we're gonna break it down. So this like, okay, mine is black because I've changed the color settings, but the left-hand side is like the input. This is like where you code and type, and then the right-hand side is like the output. So like our actual PDF. The important things about the like coding side is everything before this line here, like begin document. Everything here is called the preamble. Everything above here. And you notice that to comment something, you use this percentage sign. So like commenting just means that it's just for you to read and it doesn't actually affect the code. It's similar to like maybe like hashtag in Python. So percent sign. As you can see, they've also put a comment up here. So what is the preamble? I like to think of it as like the settings for your whole document. So up here is where you control like everything. So you can see they've like declared the document class, but you won't really have to worry about that for most of it because you can also make like posters, like books even. So you can change that up here, but we won't worry too much about that now. And the other important thing is this, they've added a package. So these packages are like extensions to your LaTeX. Like this is for inserting images, but if you want to have like more complex stuff, like if you want to do like math typesetting, you have to add the math packages, so on and so forth. We have a few today that we'll have to add, but we'll talk about it when we get there. Another thing that people like to do is like if you click like that toggle button up there, it's like the visual editor. Since like the markup commands are just like code, sometimes people don't like it, but I'm not too much of a fan of the visual editor, so I'll stick with the code editor for now. One important thing is you go up here to where this like logo is. Oh, I just clicked out of it. Don't click out of it. But if you go up here to where the logo is, and you scroll to like here, you have autocomplete, auto close, and code check. Make sure those three are on. They will save you a lot of time. And one last thing is if you're not a fan of like bright mode, like I find it too aggressive on the eyes, you can change it here on editor theme. I think the default one is, I don't know where the default one is, but there's like a couple, but oh, I'm a big fan of Tomorrow Night Bright. That's my go-to one. And yes, one last thing just about the interface is if we type like anything, we need to hit this button here, the recompile button, to actually like get it to go on our document. So it's like, this is like the save and update button. Okay, so that's just like the general interface. As you can see, I've just typed like hello world and it's popped up. Some other things that I wanted to talk about is like, you know how I mentioned before, LaTeX doesn't use like visual alignment, it's just like code. One way I wanted to demonstrate this was like if I type hello world and then I leave like a lot of spaces, what you kind of would expect is like it would go hello world with like a big gap in between, but if I recompile it, it's still just like the same amount of space. That's because like to do spaces in LaTeX, we actually have to use like a command for it. And the command is a \quad. So as you can see, like the general structure of these commands is it's like it always starts with the \, and then it's like the command name. Sometimes you'll have brackets, but we'll get there soon. So let's just see what this hello quad world looks like. Yeah, so that just leaves a tab. If you want to do two tabs, there's a trick. You just go, you add an extra Q to the quad. So we'll just have a look at that. Okay, so it's now like hello world with a big space in between. Now let's try and like leave a new line. If I leave something like this, I've typed like, this is my first document. I've left like a bunch of space. We can hit recompile. Yeah, so what's kind of going on here is that it's recognized that it's a new line and it's recognized it's a new paragraph, but it doesn't like leave any vertical space. What you see this like indent here is, I think like in a lot of academic papers, it's traditional to leave like a gap in the new paragraph. I'm not too sure about it because I haven't written many academic papers. But if you want to get rid of that indent, because I don't quite like it, you have to go back up to the preamble, maybe around here. And the command for it is \set set length. See, it comes up with 2 brackets. So we're just going to specify \par indent. And then I'm just going to set it to 0 points. So there's no indent anymore. Yeah, so now every time I start a new paragraph, there won't be that indent. So that's kind of like what I mean by like the preamble is the settings of your document. I'll put that command in the chat so that you can just copy and paste it into the preamble. But we still haven't quite solved this problem of like, how are we going to get some like actual space? What we can do is this command using \vskip. And then let's set it to like 2 centimeters. And just hit recompile. Yeah, so that is the command for vertical space. So as you can see, it's kind of like the formatting is like a little different in LaTeX. We use all these like commands to set up stuff instead of, you know, actually just doing spaces like visually. Another thing is we see that we have this like section here. To create a new section, we can go \section. Section. We also have subsections. So just subsection and then like the name of your subsection. This is like pretty intuitive. You wouldn't believe it, but we also actually have subsection. But that is as deep as it goes. There is no subsection. But as you can see, they appear here on your file outline. And if you don't want them to be numbered, there is this trick. You can just add like an asterisk there, like between section and like the bracket. And you'll see this come up a lot actually. Anytime that we don't want something to be numbered, the symbol for that is always kind of asterisk. So even though like these commands kind of seem random now, you'll see like later on that there's like a pattern to these things. So I'll just add a note about that. So asterisk is the unnumbered. Asterisk means okay, let's just recompile. Okay. I just wanted to show also like a few little commands that I like. I'm a big fan of this one, \today. And what this does is it just keeps track of the date. I'm gonna do, also to do a new line, you can do \/ for a new line character. I might also add that. New line is, and new line again. Okay, so what today does is it just keeps track of the date and it's dynamic. So every time you recompile, it re-updates the date. So you can kind of just like put it, this command like somewhere, and then you don't have to worry about it because it will keep updating itself. And yeah, so there's 2 ways that we can do like vertical spacing. We can do just one new line with like \\, or we can do like this command here, like vskip. Another fun one I like is, I don't know when this is actually going to be useful, but it's kind of just a thing that they've added in, the LaTeX logo. But you have to, oh, I'm gonna add a new line. But you have to like alternate the spacing, like the cases. Other ones that come up really regularly is like / new page. And yeah, as you can see, some of these commands are pretty predictable because I'm sure you can all guess what / new page does. Yeah, and then I wanted to show a little bit about how to like format like words. So we have more commands for that. If we go / bold text BF. So that's just like text bold font, and then everything that you put in the brackets will come out bold. So yeah, and then there's also italicized text. So it's just text it. So have a look at that. And then to do like small text or large text, you can use / tiny text. And then large text. So pretty predictable stuff. And I'll give you like a cheat sheet real soon about like all these different commands because no one really wants to memorize all of these. But so that's just like a little bit of a taste of like how to format stuff in LaTeX, just like the general, how do you type in LaTeX?
Just a quick question. With the V skip for the vertical distance, way to put that in the preamble so it affects the whole page.
Oh, how do you want it to affect the whole page? Like for it to
Just as in like my vertical spacing for all of my lines is consistent rather than putting the V skip, after each line, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. What you can do for that is, this is won't be covered today, but I could like email you about how to do it. Is you can create like a custom command for it. You can go like new command, and it makes like a macro, and then instead of like, does that make sense? So you can like customize.
Okay, so it's kind of just one of those functions that you can kind of adjust, like by making your own function in a way.
Yeah, yeah. Because I don't think VSkip would quite work in the preamble. Like it's very specific about the things that it likes to be in the settings, otherwise it will like crash. But
There's not a way to just like in general in the preamble kind of set all of your fonts and all of that to be consistent throughout if you change it.
there is if you go up here in like that little logo bit, there is a bit to set like the fonts and the keyboard sizes. But I don't think there's one to like set how much space you want in between paragraphs.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, let's see what we're doing next. Okay. I'm not even sure if okay, so we've done just the typesetting basics. Oh, okay, this is the cheat sheet I was talking about. So let's see. Yeah, as you can see, most of the stuff that we've just done is over here, line breaks. But there's some more advanced stuff on here as well, like the math mode, referencing. This was made by Miriam, who was the trainer before me, so all credit goes to her. But I'll put a link in the chat for this. I think it's also downloadable on the website, but it's up. There we go. Okay, now we should move on to our next bit. Okay, sorry.
Sorry, Catherine, you sent the same thing for the set
Oh,
like part indent.
oh my gosh. Thank you for telling me. Oh gosh, okay. I don't think I actually copied when I thought I copied. Just one moment. Sorry, everything's very fidgety when oh, okay. I might send it at the end. Oh gosh. Okay.
Or is
Sorry,
that the
somebody already sent it.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I'm not sure, but please make sure if that's the one.
Yes, I shall have a look. Yes, that is the one. Thank you so much. I'm here like fidgeting around on my PowerPoint. Thank you. Okay, that is the right one. Okay, let's move on to the next topic before I get stuck on the PowerPoint again. So the next bit is we're just gonna do we're gonna look at how to set up a simple list. And there's two different types of lists on. We have a ordered and unordered list. So I'm just gonna create a new section called, I'm on the blank one that I made before, sorry. Okay, let's make a new section. This, just hit recompile. Okay, now the way we set up a list is kind of like similar to HTML, if anyone's done that. I mean, like it just has the same structure, but it's really easy. So what you're gonna see is like an environment for the first time. And what an environment is it's something that always starts with like begin and the name of the environment, and then ends with like end and the name of the environment. And what it does is like it's like a sandwich. So like everything in between those two commands will be formatted a certain way. So we can start this environment by going \begin. And then we want to put itemize. And if you just click on this bit when it comes up, it should like autofill the structure, which is good. And then you can see we have end itemize. You can see we have like begin and end document as well, because that's like technically an environment. And just make sure that you have IZE, because it's actually, I think it's American English. Because if you do ISE, it will give you an error. And I've definitely made that mistake before. Okay, so we're just gonna, maybe I'll just like list some cat breeds. Oh, maybe we'll just list some animals. Cat, dog, got a bird perhaps. We'll just have a look at what this looks like. Yeah, so that's just like a simple list. You can also have like indented lists. So I'm gonna start another list in here. Maybe I'll do some cat breeds. And then end itemize. Yeah, so then you can have an indented list. You can have like many layers of indentation. I can't remember how many it is, but it's like 5 or something. And one thing I wanted to note was that because the way that LaTeX is set up, it doesn't matter how you format it. Like it's just for readability purposes that we've got these like nice layers going on. So even if I do something like this, I put like everything in one line for a list or any type of command, it still comes out just the way you would want it to come out. Like maybe like languages like Python, where the indentation really matters. LaTeX just like does not care. It doesn't really, it just doesn't recognize spaces at all. So now I'm going to, let's do a ordered list as well.
I have a question. When you type, like when you initiated your itemize, like begin itemize, you had your end itemize pop up automatically, right? Mine didn't, even though from the menu the auto close brackets is on, or like, is there anything else that I need to turn on?
Oh, it should just be these three. Is autocomplete on? I think that's the one that actually.
Or if I do slash begin itemize, should slash end itemize pop up automatically?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, if you go begin itemize, if you click this,
Okay.
it just like autofills it.
Okay. And
Yeah,
one question,
yeah.
you have everything indented while on my end it's not indented. Is it again because I didn't click the thing from the menu? The
Oh,
option.
yeah. I mean, if you autofill it, it like gives you this indented
Okay.
format, but it doesn't matter if it's indented or not because like this code works the same as that code there.
It's easy to visualize.
Yeah, it's just kind of for readability and for your own sake, but it shouldn't matter.
One final question. The slash LaTeX, I missed it. What was that for? The backslash LaTeX, the logo thing you mentioned?
Oh, right. That was just for the logo. It was just like a silly little command.
Where will that appear? Okay. It didn't appear, I guess, on my end for some reason, but okay, that's all right. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
It might be because it's like alternating cases, like capital and then lowercase.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but it's not too important.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it's
Yeah,
okay.
all good. So now, oh, I'm getting an error. By the way, if you get like an error like this where it goes red, it doesn't matter too much. Like, the only time, so what LaTeX does is it tries to help you out as much as possible. You might get like warnings and things, but it is genuinely fine. The only time where it's not fine is I'll show you. I'll try and get one of those errors. If you recompile, oh, it still wants to work. Random brackets everywhere. Okay, well, if I butcher this code really badly, maybe it will crash. Okay, the only time that it really matters is when it like crashes your file and it says like unable to compile. That's when you need to like actually debug it, or if it like makes your code disappear as you saw there. But other times, if you're just getting like the yellow warning triangles, they're basically fine to ignore. Okay, now an ordered list is like the same way, except this item is the name of this environment is enumerate. So if I just click that there, then it just comes up, and basically exactly the same. We can hit recompile. Yeah. One thing that I wanted to add was we can further customize our lists by adding a package. So if I go up all the way to my preamble, and then the way we add packages is \use package. And the name of this package is enum item. It's a little weird, but enum item. And what that does is just, yeah, allows you to further customize your list. So now I can.
Sorry, did you put that package in the preamble? And should you always kind of do that as like a practice?
Yeah, yeah. So the packages, they have to go in the preamble or they won't work, basically. Yeah, I should have said that, like, all the packages are always in the preamble.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so what does that do? Well, it's just like, it's a small thing, but it kind of just shows you how you can further customize stuff by adding packages. So what I'm going to do is next to begin itemize, I'm going to use a square bracket. So we've seen like curly brackets, and now we're seeing a square bracket. Curly brackets mean that like an argument is mandatory, so we have to put something in. But square brackets, because you might see them come up if I go like new command. Yeah, sure. Can you see that like this is popped up with like a square bracket? That just means that we can delete it if we want. We don't have to put, like, it's an optional argument. Okay, so in here, in this square bracket, I'm going to go label equals, maybe I'll go like hashtag. Oh, it didn't like the hashtag. Let's go like, oops. Sorry, no backslash on the label. Let's see if it, okay, there we go. So yeah, you can just change like the formatting of the bullet points. Try on here, we can go label, I think it's backslash alph for alphabetical instead of like numerical on the side. And you need to add an asterisk to this one. Because like, once again, the asterisks mean unnumbered. So like you're saying here, instead of using numbers, we want to use the alphabet. So we have to like add the asterisks. But so yeah, that goes to like A, B, C instead. If you want capital alphabet, you can go like backslash capital A. One thing about LaTeX is that it's like case sensitive, and they often do this thing where it's like, if you want the capital version, then you have to capitalize the first letter. A good example of that actually is if this won't make much sense to you guys right now, but to get the different upper and lower cases of pi, you go like backslash pi and then backslash capital P pi. Yeah, so that's just.
You go over the label again. I can't really seem to get that to.
Oh yeah, sure. Which one? Like the dot?
Did you do like the not the copyright sign, but the @ sign? How did you get that?
Yeah, I did the @ sign. It should be. Like, I think some symbols are not supported, but like.
Oh, sorry, I just got it. Sorry about
No,
that.
all good, all good.
Sorry, what's this package called?
Oh yeah, it's called enum item. I think it's like enumerate item, but like shortened, but it's that one there. I will put it in.
Oh, because I'm getting an error that says package enum item error, label undefined.
Oh, and you're sure you've put this enum item package in?
I think so.
Do you want to share your screen? Because sometimes, yeah, let me stop
Yeah,
sharing.
the error sounds like it assumes that enum item's been loaded and it's about the label name not being compatible.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think you should be able to screen share now.
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry.
No, all good.
Okay, so over here.
Using capital L for label.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, LaTeX is case sensitive, but yeah, thanks for that, whoever answered. I'm glad you spotted it. Okay. I think now I've put like a little challenge together, but it's not it's not too much of a challenge. Basically it's just like for you to practice your skills of like the things we've learned. The challenge is like you can create a list where every line has like a different formatting in the list. So maybe you can go like huge text for the first line and then tiny and then like large, etc. And then if you want to make it harder, I guess you could change like the bullet points. So I'll give you guys a little bit of time to do that, but I think you'll be all over it. I'll do it at the same time, but no peeking. Oh, actually, you know what? I should probably put the cheat sheet on. Oh, there we go. Here's the relevant section.
Sorry, Catherine. What's the challenge?
Oh, the challenge is just making like a list, and then every line of the list you want to format the text a bit differently. So maybe the first one you can go like tiny, and then something, and the second one, you can use like a large text. One thing I will add is like with the text, some of these texts, there's two ways that you can use these like text brackets. You can either go like a huge text and I type something and then I can like change it back to normal size. So this is like the way you use it like without brackets, but you can also use it with brackets like this. It's just up to preference. So you can either use it as like big text and then toggle it off, or you can just like, I think the bracket is easier to be honest, but I'll put the cheat sheet back up.
Catherine, is there a way when you're changing the size to keep the dot points the same all across, like to standardize that?
Oh yeah, you should be able to. If you go wait, I'm trying to move some things out of the way.
Process.
It kind of just depends on, I think, where you place your brackets. So if you go like this, can you see how like the brackets are like outside of the backslash like item?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that should avoid changing the dot points as well. Yeah, you can see that they're the same size. But if you use like the one that's like toggling on and off without the brackets, it will recognize like it will also make the dot points a different size. I think the one that I put up here has them as the same size. Where is it going? Yeah, like this one here.
Yeah, okay. I think I was just not putting the brackets.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I will start. Okay, since I've already started, I'll just type up the rest of the solution. How are you guys going with the challenge? Because I have quickly typed up just like a little solution. Just something like this is fine. Just make sure you can like format a list and then like toggle the formatting. But if anyone had any trouble with that, let me know. Sometimes the toggling gets a bit pedantic. But if not, we do.
Just the bullet point for a when I did item tiny and then some text, the bullet point is also tiny.
Oh yeah, we had that problem just then as well. It's to do with how you've put your brackets in. If you put like the brackets, if see how this like starting bracket is after the backslash item.
Mhm.
If you do that, it should avoid changing the bullet point as well.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, all good. But what I had scheduled in now was just like a little bit of a break. Yeah, normally we take like 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe we'll come back at 11. I'll write it down. So time.
A quick question. I do not have consistent spacing between the bullet points when I have different size for each item.
Oh, okay. Do you want to share your screen? I'll stop sharing mine. Uh, okay, let's see. Okay. So with it's a little weird, but with the like text size, like tiny and large and stuff, you have to do the bracketing the way that you've done it in the first line instead of the second line, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like the only time that brackets are used like that. Um, but I think that should fix your problem.
Okay.
Yeah, if you chuck one. Oh, you'll still need to put the bracket that you had for text BF in there.
Mm.
Yeah, and then if you put another bracket at the very end. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And with line 83 and line 84, I think you just need a space in between. Yeah, and that should,
Yeah, I think we solved the issue, yes.
yeah, I hope that's maybe give it a, yeah, okay, all good. Yeah, I'll see you guys at 11 o'clock, unless anyone else has any questions. But yes, I'll still be around if you have any questions. Okay, it is 11, so I think we'll get back into it. Also, my cat is sitting on my laptop. His name is Munch and he's deaf. Okay, we're gonna have to move you, buddy. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, little guy. Come on, off we go. Bye. Okay. All right. Now we don't have that much content left. Only basically one more skill. Let's see. So next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, well, pretty much like this is the final thing, is like how do we insert an image? Pretty awfully zoomed out, but let's do that. So just gonna hop back on to Overleaf, and then if I go section, and I'm just gonna name this images, so we can have like a nice little space to work with. Okay, and the way we insert an image is we have to use another environment, and this one is called figure. So what I'll do is I'll go begin. Make sure you click on it because it autofills a lot of stuff. Yeah, as you can see, it autofills quite a bit. So from here, this is like the basic structure of what we need. This begin and end figure is like, once again, like our sandwich. Centering just like puts the image in the center as you'd expect. And then let's insert an image. We can talk a little bit more about what the actual stuff is doing. You'll need to go here to upload. And if we just select, we can just select a random photo from like, it doesn't have, what random screenshots do I have lying around? Okay, I will just get maybe I have an image. I'll get this image. Images, there we go. Where are we going? Okay, and then if I go /begin, and then clicking on that, as you can see, it like automatically recommends me that file. So I'm just going to click on it, and obviously don't name it like screenshot, but if we just hit recompile, we can have a look at what this looks like. Okay, so now it's like, as you can see, it's kind of like in a weird place. It's above, like section is there, but it's above section. It's also kind of large. So what we can do is in here in the square brackets, we can adjust that. So they've gone width equals like half the line width, but I personally like to use scale. And I just like to set that to a half. Have a look at what this looks like. Okay, oh, that actually made it bigger. Maybe I'll go like.
Sorry, Catherine, just to load the figure. Can we put a link in there, or like
or
just the name of the figure?
Oh, right. Like a caption, perhaps. Like
no, I'm talking about how to load the figure.
Oh, gotcha. So do you have like a random image uploaded?
Yep.
Okay. What you need to do is, sorry, I need to move my cat out of the way. Okay. What you need to do is.
Oh, sorry, I worked it out. It's fine. Yep, I've got the figure loaded. All good.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So what was I gonna say? Okay, this bit here, label. That's obviously that doesn't like show up on the code, but that's for your own reference. So I can say like math pick in here. And then I can later reference it in other texts, like I want to reference ref math pick. So this is just like internal cross-referencing. Oh, I didn't like that I did that. That's okay. And then because our figure is kind of strangely placed, we have to use these things called format specifiers. So what LaTeX does is it doesn't like, because it's like, it doesn't rely on like spacing. It puts the image where it thinks it belongs best, basically, and that's not often where we would want it. So we need to go up here and use square brackets next to begin figure, and we have to put, I like to put H. H stands for like here. So now it's finally like in the right spot, like underneath the images. You can also have T and B. So like, I think B is like bottom of the page. You can also do T, which I think is like, it's like on, it's like at the top of the page. I think there's one that's like a new page by itself. No, it's not quite N, but the most common one that people use is H. So yeah, so that's like basically all you need to know to insert an image. Sometimes if it's still not going in the right place after you've placed your format specifier, that's probably because it's too large. So I'm going to make this even smaller. Yeah, so the label for referencing the caption is just the caption, and then format specifier is the next important part. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of time now to work on that yourselves. I did have like a challenge, but I won't really make it into a challenge. The challenge is to try and see if you can flip the image like 90 degrees, or try and flip the image upside down. Like the point of that is just trying to get you to guess, like commands, because a lot of these things are very intuitive. Like instead of going scale equals a quarter, you can do like width equals 2 centimeters, height equals 2 centimeters. That would also work. Oh, that's not 2 centimeters. And there we go. That's made it very small. Yeah, so the hint is it's something to do with like the square box. You have to like specify something to flip it. But yeah, don't worry too much if you can't figure it out.
Can you go through how to upload an image again, please?
Sorry, what was that?
Can you go through how to upload an image again, please?
Oh, yeah, sure. So do you have like an image in here at all?
No, I have an image on my desktop.
Oh, gotcha. You just go here, like the third button is the upload
Okay.
button. And then yeah, you just like drag whatever image or like select it from here. And then once you've done that, you can like rename it in the side, like by double clicking on it. And yeah, and then just inserting it. Have you managed to get an image on?
Yeah. So I have the image on the sidebar. That's where I got up to.
Okay, cool. And then if you go in here and just go /begin figure.
Yeah.
And make sure you click on like that line of code so that it auto generates everything. And then it should like suggest where you need.
Okay, got it.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Thank you.
All good. Okay. For the people working on how to flip it upside down, I'll just tell you the answer since it's pretty kind of like you either guess it or you don't, but it's just going like angle equals 180. I don't know if you can see that, but now that flips it upside down. So a lot of these commands are really quite intuitive. And you can like, you kind of get into the habit of like being able to guess it because it's always what you think it is, if that makes sense. So that is like pretty much all of like the main content. The last few bits I wanted to go through was just like some housekeeping stuff. It's just like how to make your code a bit neater. One thing that I really recommend is, I'll go back onto our normal one. One thing that I really recommend is putting everything in the preamble into a separate, like a separate place. Because what you might have is you might have like, I could show you an example. You might have loads and loads of packages and like customized commands. Like this is one of my documents, and it's like that is a lot of stuff, and you don't want that in your main text because it jumbles things up. So what you can do is if we just copy and paste all of the packages, and then we go into new file over here. And you can name it anything you want, but I normally name it style sheet, and you have to make sure it's .sty. So go create. Then I just put all my packages and stuff in there. And then I can go use package style sheet and recompile. So what this line of code is doing is it's like inserting all of these packages at once, if that makes sense. So yeah, it just keeps your main text looking a bit neater. And then you can also like reuse your style sheet, because what you do is like you'll end up having like a bunch of customized commands and a bunch of packages, and then you just like use the same style sheet every time you start a new document. Another thing is it's just like one line of code, but it's like kind of helps make things a bit neater. Under make title, I like to go / table of content. I think it might be contents now that I think about it. Table of contents. I'm just going to put a new page in so it is a bit neater. But yeah, what table of contents does is it basically puts the file outline, but like on the first page. It just, yeah, looks a bit neater. And the last like housekeeping thing is if you end up getting like really long sections of text, maybe for example, there's like a lot going on here, we can like copy and paste all of this. We can put that into a new file. So maybe you'll just go like list text. Copy and paste that. And now with this one, we can use .text because it's just a normal .text file. And I recompile that. So yeah, now all that's gone, it's in here. The way that we can add it back into our code is we go / include like that little subsection there, and we go recompile. Yeah, so what you can do is like you can kind of like chunk it up and put it into different text files and then reinsert it, which keeps things a lot neater. Because yeah, these documents can get really big and you don't want your main text to be like unnavigatable. But yeah, those were just some little housekeeping tricks. I'm getting a text. Destructuring. Oh, okay. I've not heard of this. Oh, I've never seen this before. Oh, that's cool. Okay, thanks for that. I've never, yeah. Nice. Okay, so that was basically all of the content that I had planned. Oh, the other things that I was going to say was, if one thing to keep in mind, if whatever you're going to be making on LaTeX is going to be read by like a wide variety of people, LaTeX has like a little bit of an issue with accessibility at this point. I think the best thing you can do if it is going to be read by like not just yourself is there is a package for it. I don't know where I've put it, but there's an accessibility package. So if that's something that you want to look into, I think it has like functions for like captions and alt text. But yeah, that was just like a little reminder. What else is being put in the chat? No, maybe I just was seeing things. But yeah, that was all that I had planned today. I do have like a feedback link if you want to fill it out. But if not, then yeah, feel free to head off and enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, I am getting a message. Oh, thanks. Yeah, but I'm also still around if you have any questions. Yes, thanks. See ya. Maybe I'll get my cat to say goodbye as well. Come here. Come here. Oh, you want to say hello? Say hello to everyone. Okay, you can go back to bed. Oh, poor baby.
Catherine, is there somewhere that you can share your code? So